Minute first. We have a test on Wednesday. I am going to be out tomorrow, so likely no videos posted tomorrow for you folks online. But you've had 3 days, or you've already had one, and you got 2 more days of the review. The answers are posted in Schoology. I'll answer questions today. Today I think we'll make a formula chart kind of together. All of that in preparation and getting you ready to go for Wednesday's test. Again, I'm out tomorrow, so use your time wisely today. Check Schoology, use what you need to do to get ready. Let's make kind of a formula chart, because we've done a lot of formulas, and they may be all over the place in your notes. So let's go back to the beginning. And if you're confident you can find them all, then maybe you don't need to write these down. If you'd rather write them all in one place so you know you got what you need, then maybe it'd be a good idea to write them down. I'll leave that up to you. All right, I'm going to go through these pretty quick because we've done all of these already. This is just our chance to put them all in one spot, so that on Wednesday, hopefully you're not flipping all around through your notes. You got them in one place. So sine of x plus y, that was sine x cosine y plus cosine x sine y. So there's the first one we did. Now we wrote it as 2 separate ones, the one with the minus sign, but you can kind of shortcut your notes a little bit and just say that if it's minus, the only thing that changes is the minus sign. So that it's a way to shortcut. Instead of writing 2 separate formulas, you write one that sort of represents 2. You just got to be real careful about which sign you're using. Cosine of x plus y is cosine x cosine y minus sine x sine y. And if we change it to cosine of x minus y, the other sign becomes plus. So again, we can accomplish 2 formulas in one statement as long as we're real careful with the plus and the minus. I hope this isn't confusing. Like, you use one of the signs. If it's cosine of x, that means you're using the top sign, so use the minus sign. If it's cosine of x minus y, you're using the bottom sign, so use the bottom sign. Tangent of x plus y. That one was a little different. Tangent of x plus tangent of y over 1 minus tangent of x times tangent of y. And again, we can do the little shortcut with the signs, the plus and minus things. If it's x minus y, then we just change all the signs. Again, the first time we did that, we wrote 6 separate formulas. Now I've condensed it into 3. Use it however you want. Just be careful if you're using it in this way. Next, we did double angle formulas. But all of those we derived from using the sum formula with x and x. So if I want the double angle for sine, that's the sine of x plus x, which would be the sine of 2x. And then we just replace all the x's and y's with x's, and we end up with 2 sine x cosine x. Same process for cosine of 2x. Take this formula with the plus sign, replace all the variables with x, and we get cosine squared x minus sine squared x. And for tangent, same thing. Take the tangent formula, place all the y's with x's. 2 tangent x over 1 minus tangent squared x. And then the last set was the half angle formulas. Sine of x over 2 was plus or minus. Be careful, remember you had to pick one or the other, it wasn't both. Plus or minus big square root 1 minus cosine of x over 2. Cosine of x over 2 is really similar. All we did was change the plus to a minus. 1 plus cosine of x all over 2. And then lastly, tangent of x over 2. So 1 minus cosine of x over sine of x. And the plus or minus takes care of itself for tangent. So you got to be careful with sine and cosine. Tangent takes care of itself. Again, you pick the quadrant. You don't pick the quadrant. You use the quadrant of x over 2 to pick whether it's plus or minus. Again, pretty good sign that someone really doesn't know what they're doing on the test when their answer has plus or minus on it. It means they saw the formula, didn't know what they were doing, and just wrote down the formula. Hopefully that's no one in here. And then with each of those formulas, there was like 2 types of questions. There were the unit circle problems. So you still need to know or have access to or reference all your unit circle values. And then there were picture problems. Those would be ones like tangent of x equals negative 5/12 and x is between 3 pi over 2 and 2 pi. So you would draw the picture and then answer whatever question was asked of it. So 12 formulas, because 6 sum and difference, 3 doubles, 3 halves, 2 types of questions, unit circles and pictures. So I guess we would need 24 questions on the test to cover everything, but there's not going to be 24 questions. It'll just be kind of mix and match. Obviously, we'll hit some of sine, cosine, and tangent. You'll definitely have, some from each category. So we won't have one of everything. It would just take too long. But you'll need to be able to do everything because it'll all be represented on there. So that's a pretty good overview of what's on the test. And maybe this makes a good formula sheet for the test. I mean, it's open note, so you can have access to everything. But I'm thinking you probably have this out and close. And if you need more than this, well, then you got to go back and find something or find a similar problem or all that. Hopefully you don't have to do that, but once or twice you can just reference this and that'd be good enough to kind of jog your memory.